Oh, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the My Unique Curiosities podcast. I am your unique host, Sean Hill. And today, we need the answer to the question, how is pornography helping fuel sex trafficking, which is mainly exploiting young women, and there's a huge market for children. Now, listen, y'all, we are going to have to muster up the courage to have this conversation. For if we do not bring awareness to this, the problem will continuously exacerbate. But before we get into it, if you have not subscribed to the channel, if you have not liked the video, please do so. Let us help this channel grow. We want to bring awareness to as many people as possible, don't we? So let us do just that. Thank you. Okay, so for the ones that don't know, what is human trafficking? Human trafficking is the exploitation of a person through the use of labor or through the use of sex. Now, there's three ways that it could derive from, right? The first way is through force. Now, that could be physical force, or it could be a threat, a verbal threat. It could also be if somebody is in dire need to pay their rent, they need food, they need to sustain life. And the only way that you allow that, the only way you pay them is through labor or through sex, is considered trafficking. The second way is through fraud, meaning you're being tricked into doing it. And the third way is coercion, meaning you're pressured into doing it. So all in a nutshell, human trafficking is the exploitation of a person through use of sex, labor, and it derives from being three ways. It derives from fraud, force, coercion. Okay? This is the modern day slavery right now. This is the modern day slavery. Everybody thought that slavery is over. It has not. It is still going on to this day. The global survey, the Global Slavery Index estimated that there's still over 50 million people that are still living under these conditions here. Now, according to the International Labor Organization, human trafficking is the fastest growing criminal enterprise of the 21st century. It is only second to the illegal drug trade. It has already surpassed the illegal arms trade. Now, the experts are saying that in 10 years, it's going to be number one and it's going to pass the drug trade. They're saying that because when it comes to guns, when it comes to drugs, you can only sell it one time. But when it comes to a human being, you can sell them 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, all in one day. So human trafficking is a $150 billion industry. $99 billion of it comes from sexual exploitation. So 66% of all global profits of human trafficking comes from the exploitation of young women and children. Now, I find labor and sexual exploitation to just be horrible. It's atrocious. But I find sexual exploitation just way, way more reprehensible because of who you're targeting. You're targeting the children. And when you target the children in a sexual matter, they never come back from that, man. Sexual abuse like that. But listen, y'all, we're going to get into some of these statistics right here. Let me show you this. All right, this is Youth Underground's article, Facts and Figures. Just want to look at a few of these here. Look at this right here. Globally, the average cost of a slave, a trafficked human being, it only costs $90. $90 freaking dollars. Children are the prime victims. The prime victims of human trafficking are less than 18 years old. Scroll down here. Some children are forced into human trafficking as young as 4 years old. 4 million people are living in forced marriages. As we discussed already, sexual exploitation earns 66% of the global profits of human trafficking. The average age of a sex trafficked child is 13 to 14 years old. A pimp, look at this shit. A pimp can make up to $150,000 to $200,000 per child a year. 1 in 3 children who run away from home are approached by a trafficker within 48 hours of their running away. The last one I'll put here. 76% of transactions for human trafficking with underage girls start on the internet. All right, man, Sean, that is horrible, man. But what is the connection between pornography and sex trafficking? Well, according to the Freedom Youth Project Foundation, which I'm going to leave in the description for you, there's 2 connections. 1, thousands of trafficked victims are being used to make pornographic films. And the second is a person that's addicted to pornography, eventually they lose the satisfaction of just watching it and they go out and seek traffic victims. 40 to 80% of the ones that are addicted to porn, child porn, eventually will abuse and molest a child. So check this out. The porn industry has trafficked women, and they use them as advertisement to the bigger traffickers, the ones that export and transport the women around. We're going to call them the pimps. So the porn industry will advertise them and say, hey, do you want her? The pimp looks, yeah, I'll take her. Takes her back now and shows the clientele what she could do. Now the client says, I like her, but can she do this sexual act? The pimp says, yes, she can, of course. The pimp goes back to the traffic victim, gets another pornographic film of another female, and says, this is what the client likes. Make sure you're able to do this or else. And you have trafficked women that are strictly used to make pornographic films just for that purpose, to groom the chicks that are the higher potential earners. And then it's vice versa as well. The traffickers have a bunch of women that they could go to the porn industry now and say, do you want her? And the porno film could use her to make more money. So it's an ongoing vicious cycle that continuously goes. It continues, like one hand washes the other. So now what if I told you that there was actually children that are ending up on Pornhub and Pornhub chooses not to do anything about it? Would you believe me? Of course you would. But you would still want the proof, right? Here it is. All right, this article is from Oxygen True Crime. The title of the article, Missing Teen Girl is Found After Mom Sees Her in Pornhub Video. Go down here. A missing Florida teen has been found almost after a year. She disappeared after her distraught mom found sexually explicit photos and video of her on Pornhub. Right here, the teen's mother spotted the videos in September and told investigators, who later uncovered nearly 60 pornographic videos of the missing 15-year-old on Periscope, Pornhub, Model Hub, Snapchat, and other websites. And this is the guy right here, Christopher Johnson, the trafficker. He was arrested. Show you another one. This is the BBC News. This article is titled, I was raped at 14, and the video ended up on a porn site. I'll quickly explain this one. Her name is Rose Kalimba. As you've seen, she was 14 years old. She stated that there was 3 guys. 2 guys raped her for 12 hours, and one other guy was filming it. Now, weeks later, she was online scrolling, and she saw that she was tagged to a video. She clicked open the video, and it was her on Pornhub being raped. She contacted Pornhub and told Pornhub, I am 14 years old. I am underage. I was raped. It was not consensual. Please take it down. Pornhub ignored her. She then, after a few months, she started to pose now as a lawyer threatening to sue. Then Pornhub took it down. But this is going to bug you out about Pornhub. Let me show you this. This is the Cosmopolitan article. Pornhub just removed 10 million unverified videos. It comes after an investigation that confirmed the existence of non-consensual and child abuse content on the pornographic website. Why we didn't hear this shit on the news? Where was this? Did y'all hear about this? No. Right here, pornographic website, Pornhub, has reduced its body of content by 10%. Oh, right here, I'm sorry. Body of content by 10 million, from 13 million down to 3 million, from 13 million to 3. After purging anything uploaded by unverified users, the long call for move finally came following an investigation by the New York Times, which revealed a large number of the site's porn videos featured underage sex trafficked people. So that's got to be like what, 80%? Where did we not? Why we didn't hear about this? Freaking crazy, man. And the last one I'm going to show you right here real quick. I'll show you this one. This is from Exodus Cry. 22 women win $13 million in lawsuit against predatory porn company. So let me explain this one real quick. GirlsDoPorn, they made a fake profile on Craigslist, claiming that they were a modeling agency. They had the models fully clothed and everything. But when the girls called up, they were actually told this is actually for amateur porn. Now, your content will not be released in the US. It will only be released in Europe, overseas, and it will be on DVD. It will not be online at all. Now, they even went as far as hiring girls in order to lie to these girls that were hesitant about it, telling them, oh, no, girl, it's fine. Don't worry. I did it. It's 100% legit. You don't got to worry about none of that. So when all these 22 girls got flown out to San Diego, then they tell them, the GirlsDoPorn, the owners, they tell them that the money that they previously agreed on giving them, they're going to cut it in half. They're going to slash it. And if they don't do exactly what it is that this on that contract, that they're going to sue them, that they could get sued for that flight, the cost of that flight. So after being pressured and everything, and they were told, listen, again, the content will not go online. It will be overseas and on DVD. Don't worry. So after pressure to doing it, they signed the contract and everything. Later on, they end up on Pornhub and all these porn sites. Not only that, but all of their information, their identification, they even went as far as going on Facebook and all of these profiles, going to their family and their friends and tagging them. So all the content, everything went online. So all of this, as we explained before, is deemed sex trafficking. There was fraud, there was force, and there was coercion in it. And so this is the owner of GirlsDoPorn, Michael James Pratt. He went on the run. They finally caught his ass in Spain. He's being charged for conspiracy to commit sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, production of child pornography, sex trafficking of a minor, and by force, fraud. I'm giving you the proof here, man. This is all the proof. All right, y'all. So we're going to leave it on this note. Sex trafficking on children is going to continue. It's going to continue to increase because of 3 reasons. First reason being is that a lot of the productions are being moved overseas. It's being overseas because of the fact that there's no OSHA laws, and there's a plethora of young women and children that are out there that are in dire need to survive, and they have no choice but to commit themselves into these sex acts. 2, MindGeek is the company that owns majority of the porn websites. They are funding a lobbying group called the Free Speech Coalition. And they're trying to end Proposition 2257. What the hell is Proposition 2257? Proposition 2257 is a law that mandates all porn companies to make sure that everybody that's on set is 18 years old. What the hell? Sean, why the hell would a company want to remove documentation? Why would they want that? Why would they not want everybody to be 18 years old? Because there's a huge demand for sex trafficking, right? There's a huge demand for people wanting to watch child porn, right? So it makes sense. But after it all finished up, the suit, so what happened is that they didn't get exactly that, but now the FBI can no longer now do random investigation. They can't do random inspections now of it. So because now that the FBI cannot do random inspections like they were before, it makes it a lot easier now for them to do it. Plus, it makes it a lot less likely that anybody will be charged. And the third reason now why it's going to increase is because of the people. It's because of us. The more we continuously watch pornography, we are fueling the demand of the sexual exploitation of women and children. Stop watching porn. You are contributing to the sexual exploitation. I'm giving you all the facts. You got no excuse now. Stop watching porn. Did you not just hear the statistics that I said earlier? Porn, you start off with tame shit. If you are addicted, you're going to continuously escalate it to the point where you're going to watch child pornography. And we saw the statistic. 40 to 80% of people that watch pornography, child pornography, are going to at some point abuse and molest a child. Stop watching this shit. I'm out of here.